Hey, what's up, guys? This is King Vox, and we're gonna talk about Knight. As you can see right here, I'm a 3800 Knight. Um, almost, almost 4K. So not quite yet. 500 trophies. I don't know why the hell that even matters or whatever, but for some reason in this game, trophies are a big thing. So your big skill right here is level 19. You get like your best skill, and at 19 everything becomes a cakewalk. And I know I see a lot of you knights out there struggling to level and stuff like that. This skill, very big deal, so this is definitely what you want to get, and you definitely want to keep iron defenses up while leveling, just so you can spam typhoon slash. Okay, so let's go and put, we need 3 points into there, and then you just want to max this. Okay, this is your bread and butter, followed by divine strike. Divine strike is cool. You get it at 13. It packs a crazy punch. It's gonna break people down. So this skill and this skill, priority max. Okay, so then after you max these two while you're leveling, your next priority is to max crosscut. Now I'm going to show you why. So now you have these three maxed, right? Or as high as possible, right? You're going to go to your macro, and you're going to macro those three skills. So let me save them so they become available under the macro. So here you go, and then you have these three skills, right? So this is my movement I use for that. So this is your DPS macro. This is literally going to be your bread and butter. Now you can do this by yourself, but the macro does it a little bit more efficiently sometimes, I would say. Like, I mean, you can get to a point where you can actually pull this off. So let me move these actually down here so I can kind of show you. And when you're doing this rotation, actually, you don't have to worry about using iron defensive when you're using this, because this is what happens. So this is a macro. As you see, it uses everything on cooldown. When it has enough spirit, it's going to use typhoon slash or whatever, which is really great, right? And then it's going to use crosscut while you, like, as a filler. So this is your main DPS or whatever. This is how you DPS on a knight. Now I know there's a bunch of guys out there that tell you can use anything else or whatever, but that's just not the fact. I'm actually gonna go to some mobs right now to show you guys. So let's go into a level 50 area so it can be, I want it to be a little bit relevant, you know. So let's try, I think there's a place over here or something like that that I like. Let me see. Okay, we'll just go here. I don't know exactly where this place is, but it's a PvP area. It doesn't really matter. But I'm gonna show you guys, and don't worry, I'm gonna get into all the skills and stuff like that as well. So here we go. We have these mobs, right? And let's see if we can actually stack them up. Well, geez, the density is just crap here. But so you can actually hold your macro and do that, but it'll stop. Or you can actually use this skill, and this is what I recommend. I recommend iron defenses for leveling. Like, once you hit level 19, this is going to give you your most. Okay, so this way you don't ever have to even stop running or stop moving. As you can see, you just go around whirlwinding, and I'm telling you guys, this is way stronger than the Zerker one. Like, I mean, to me, I think it's way stronger. So here's the thing, it's almost double the range, I believe, right? Let me see, you can hit them just at the edge, right? And also it sucks mobs in as well. This isn't a good example right here because these mobs, they're not dense at all. Let's see if we can find some more mobs. See, these mobs kind of suck. Let's see, what's a high low area that has a bunch of mobs? I think this area has a crap load of mobs. But iron defenses, it doesn't really reduce your damage by too much, to be honest. You don't want to use it as a DPS thing in dungeons. I showed you guys earlier what you want to use, and you can either use that rotation on a macro, or you can use it, you know, manually. But this is essentially how I leveled up, and I leveled up without any problem. I like freaking blew through level, and I actually got this character to 1 to 60 in one day. And I actually have a leveling advice video as well if you guys want to check that out. But so there we go. As you guys can see, this is at 19. This is how you start leveling. This is what you do at 19. Now before 19, you're kind of stuck. You're kind of stuck just spamming skills, and I mean, it's okay. Let me actually go back to the skill tree right here. Let me drop down so these guys don't mess with me. Let me see if there's another drop down actually. Okay, can move that. There we go. That's better. Okay, so Divine Strike hits like a beast. You want to keep this sucker off cooldown always. You always want to just keep this skill boom going. Now a lot of people actually like drill thrust. Drill thrust it hits really hard as well. It's really good for leveling, I guess, as well. You don't get it until 37. It's not really a big deal. As far as like your passives and stuff like this, all this stuff is for group support. You can actually, if you want a support build, you can go to your preset and build a support build, and it pretty much, you do the same thing in a support build. You pretty much spam Typhoon and you throw your shield. Now your shield is a debuff. I hate it, to be honest. It doesn't feel good actually throwing it. It doesn't do a lot of damage at all, but it's purely there for the debuff. What it does is it reduces the enemy's defense by 6% at max level. It's okay. Iron Shield, you pretty much never use this skill. Like, you can maybe use it in PvP or something like that. Like, what happens is, because you're a knight, we get a shitload of defense from our shield. We don't get gear score from our shield, but we get defense that pushes us to crazy levels. So we don't ever really get to the point where we're gonna take so much damage that we need to shield up from it. One-shot mechanics will one-shot you even through this, so it's not safe. It's kind of weird because in most games when you shield block or whatever, it completely like actually blocks. This thing, it reduces the damage that you take, and I can't really think of any time where it's necessary, but you do need to get 4 points into it, sadly, just so you can get shield mastery. Now this is more of an in-game build of what I'm doing now, and I'll kind of show you that in a bit. So max that out. I max this out, and then you obviously have to max shield throw out always, because that's the go-to. That's the go-to. Now this is the build I recommend. You may not have enough points for this build, but this build allows you to have your filler, which is your cross cut, right? You don't use this as the filler because this actually takes MP. I think that's what it's called. What is it? Or SP, whatever. Anyway, that takes resources, so you don't use Tornado Slash like at all. So you use cross cut, you use Divine Strike on cooldown, and you use Typhoon Slash, okay? And then you keep your shield toss up 100% of the time. Now, this is another thing right here. Longsword Mastery. It increases your weapon's attack by a percentage. This is only good if your weapon is plus 10 or above, when your weapon's giving you thousands of percentage of attack, okay? So let me actually show you. Let me see. So 3.4k without it, right? 3.4k, and then I'm gonna max this out. Well, this is as high as you can get it, because you have to be 61 to get it any farther, right? Boom. It almost 3.6k with it maxed, right? So we're gonna, let me see if I have another weapon. I actually don't think I have another weapon. I don't. But as you can see, this is just purely, this is not like flat damage increase or whatever for, you know, stats or something like that, where it's like, oh, your skills are going to do a certain damage. This is literally just increasing the attack damage on your weapon by percentage. So whatever your weapon attack is, that's what it's going to increase by percentage. That's why it's not too good until later on when your weapon is like plus 10. So what you want to do until you get your weapon plus 10, you know, is just max this out and use it off of cooldown. Now the positioning or whatever can sometimes lower your DPS, but it's just something that you kind of have to deal with. So that's that. Go back, and I'm gonna actually, well, I have to have points in there to max this out. when I get more points, the next thing I'm going to do is actually you take 1 point out of this and put a point into this. My bad. And shield booster, what this does is this gives you a really crazy buff. This is actually really good, and let me see if it actually changes. Nothing really changes but the damage, I believe, on this skill. But so this skill is really dope. If you can throw this skill in every time like the boss is going to do something, I believe it's going to give you a really nasty, let me see if this is it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so watch this. So it's just a really nice buff, and let me see if it even goes on. Has a chance to trigger counter hit, who cares. It does give you a little bit increased damage or whatever, but the main thing is the increased physical and magic resistance. So this is actually probably the best shield thing that you can do in the game, just purely because it gives you 450 to physical and magic resistance, which is like crazy. So say like when fire dungeons, you know, the boss is doing its fire attack and you throw this up, or any type of damage or whatever, that's a massive resistance decrease. So it's pretty cool, and I'm not sure how long it lasts or whatever. I'm trying to get it to proc or whatever, but also, as you can see here, this procs as well when you're getting hit, and this is counter attack chance. So you gain a strategic advantage, increasing all damage. Now, the damage actually you can see here, this is really cool because, I mean, it's RNG, but it's 11% raw damage that you get, and trust me, you do notice it. So let me spin these guys up really fast. And so that's how you actually level. You keep shield iron defenses up, and that's cool. So that's how you do it. Everything else about Knight, I'll just go on where I think Knights are as far as like tier and stuff after I guess went over the skills and stuff for you guys. So playing a Knight, there's a lot of times where I out DPS things like wizards and assassins. It could be because I'm a little bit more geared than them. What I'm pretty much trying to say is like we're not a slouch in damage. Like our primary goal inside a pug group is to DPS. So I would always recommend going for your DPS build and just taking advantage of that, because the thing is, when you shield, no pug is going to think like, oh, don't worry, I don't have to dodge this one hitting life, you know, mechanic because this knight is in here and he's going to shield us, because you don't know what that knight's going to do. Because of that, you know, it's better to just do the boss mechanics and stuff right and not try to cheese it with a knight. So that's what a knight kind of allows you to do. Once you get into a pre-made party, you can call out like, hey guys, don't worry about this next laser, I'm going to shield. And what that's going to do is allow us to stay on the boss and continue to throw out DPS. We don't have to stop or be interrupted or anything like that. But I found in pug situations, even if I guard every single, like, you know, everything that I can possibly guard, people don't stand inside of my immunity. They don't trust me. So unless I'm in a party with my guild, I just don't even bother. So that's actually why you see that I don't have shield wall or any of that stuff at all, just because of that. You know what I mean? It's just because people just don't care about it. Like bulwark or whatever, what this is, and I guess I'll go over it with you guys. These are shields that pretty makes you invulnerable to damage. That's what they do, both of them. Bulwark is one that you can just press and you literally just, actually I can put points in here and show you guys, because that'll probably be the best for you guys. So let's see, how many points do I have to put in here? Oh, what the hell? Oh, shield wall. Okay, my bad. Where's shield wall? Right here. Here we go. Put 1 point to that, 1 point to that. So I guess sacrifice that, but just to show you guys kind of. So, and it's not even on the bar. Give me a second. Put this here, and I'll just put this here. So here you have bulwark. Boom. This shield pretty much stops all damage. But the thing is, when you're in a pug, nobody's going to know when that's coming out. You can't really type and tell them, but like, hey guys, like, it's just too fast paced for that. And then here, the second one, you can kind of save a party member's life. It pretty much just jets to an area and then does the same thing. and this does make you completely invulnerable. I believe in one of it says it cannot, it says some attacks cannot be blocked. Now I don't know what those attacks are. I'm guessing that that's a raid type mechanic or something like that, or some type of drain. But yeah, these two skills, they're definitely needed of the knight, and that's like the knight support side over here. Let me show you again. So you get like the Warhorn. Let me show you what Warhorn does. It's a buff. To be honest, the buff kind of sucks. Like, it doesn't last long enough. Everyone else has buffs that last like 3 minutes. So we blow the Warhorn and it only lasts for 10 seconds. I mean, I guess it's cool because it's increasing your physical attack and your magical attack by 5%, right? So it's not bad, and that's at low level actually. So I'll actually reset it here and max these out so you guys can actually see. Let's go to reset, and then matter of fact, we'll go to preset and go to support, because support should have it maxed. So yeah, support maxed out all this stuff, as you can see. So we're going to, oh, it changed all my bars. Let me put this here. Actually, I don't need that here. I need this here. So what this does is increases, it increased by 12% your physical attack and magical attack. So it's really good for like support knights. But man, I'm telling you, it's just a huge investment or whatever, and it's on like a 30-second cooldown. It's good for raid, to be honest. In a raid situation, this is massive. Even in a party situation. But if you're like I said, if you're going in there, there's a way that you can get Warhorn and still get the rest of the DPS talents and stuff as well. Maybe you can take a little bit out of crosscut. Actually, let me see. Let me reset and see if I can make this build for you guys. So we don't want million points over there, but we want to max this. We want to max this skill. These two are 100% max when you're DPSing, period. There's no way around it. Okay, you don't really need a lot of points into this skill, so you can just put 3 points into it just because it's RNG, and this is gonna get 3 points in it. It's gonna give you 5% damage, so 5% is okay, especially for just a 3-point sacrifice. So then, boom, 10. You just got this. So now you can support your party and not have to worry about anything. So we need crosscut at 6 for that, and then we need drill thrust at 2. So 2 points into that, and let's see what else. We have to max this out. So that's a go. We can't not do that, and we can put the rest of the points here. So this is something like a build that you would definitely use, right? And some people get 1 point into shield boost. Oh my goodness, I can't even say that right now, but there you go. Anyway, so this would be the build that you want. You can pause the video and check this out. And yeah, so this is so you can actually throw some support. This is, I would say, better if you're in a pre-made group and everything. 30-second cooldown, you know, 12% to freaking everything. It's not bad. It's not bad, but I just wish that it was like at least a 20-second buff. It would feel so much better if it was, but it's not, and that's just what it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions on something that I missed, because man, I can't, when you make these videos, there's always something that you're missing that's like out of mind until, like, you know, you actually put the video out and stuff. So if you guys have any extra questions that you want to know about Knight, just let me know. And also, I think Knights are pretty high up there in DPS. I wouldn't say that we can beat Wizard and Assassin right now, but I'm saying that like we can stay on their butt. We can keep up with them. I do believe that we do more damage than Archers, Thieves, unless the Thief is really played really well or really geared. We definitely do more damage than Rune Blades. I'm sorry, Rune Blades out there, but I don't think that I've been out DPS by one of you guys yet. But then again, to be honest with you guys, I am a little bit geared, so that could be the reason. But usually I get about anywhere from 16 to 20 million every fire dungeon, and I, you know, get top damage a lot of the times, and I get top damage over a lot of classes, even berserkers, which are considered one of the best melee DPS. And like I said, it can be all gear, but I'm gonna make a follow-up video at a later point when my perspective changes and stuff, as we learn more about the game and the classes and stuff like that. So this has been King Fox. I hope you enjoyed. Peace out.